Welcome. I am making today a highly requested video, and that is how do I make my graphics look so good? So, right now I'm actually on a Whitemane 3.3.5 client, but this works across Turtle WoW, Ascension WoW, really any game because what primarily I'm doing taking the game from looking like this to looking like this. So again, here's where we were, and here's where we are now. So a lot of people have been asking, how do I do that? And primarily, that is with a tool called Reshade. Reshade is a program that will inject into your executable file and kind of have a layer on top with graphical settings so you can change things like your uh, well, we can just kind of go into it, but it'll allow you to bring up a menu like this, and you can change things like put in some HDR, fake HDR settings. You could do vignette. You can turn vibrance on and off. Um, you can change things like a tone map, or you can do things with anti-aliasing. Here's your HDR, sharpening, and all kinds of stuff. You have like epic tons of options in this, and this program is called Reshade. And I will go ahead and switch over to a desktop environment and show you how to get that set up. So what you are going to do is you're going to go to a website. Reshade.me is what you'll be looking at there. You'll come to this website and you will download the tool. Looks like the current version with full add-on support. I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like the current version is 6.3.3. Let's see, what do I have? I've got 6.2.0. I don't know what they change a whole lot, but I've got an older version. But essentially, here's what it's going to look like is you come in to bring up your Reshade, you'll get it installed. You'll bring it up and you'll have a screen like this. So you'll have Reshade set up. It'll have some preloaded based on what it detected on your machine. Uh, what executables are you looking to patch? So in this case, if I go over to browse a window or something to that effect, so if I go, I'll browse, I'll find Whitemane wow.exe. So here I have it saved in C games, browse whitemane.exe. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and hit next. Then it will ask me what my rendering API is. So as far as I know, could be wrong, but as far as I know, everything from Turtle WoW, which is the 1.12, or actually, it's based on the 1.12 something vanilla client, uh, and like things like Ascension WoW and things like Whitemane WoW, if it's 3.3.5 client even, I believe the highest it goes to is right now is DX9. So why that matters is that's going to be injecting a DLL file that it will be pulling libraries and information out of. That's part of the rendering engine that gets your graphics going. That only goes up to DirectX 9. This is not just a WoW thing. This is an any game thing. In fact, if you're a big Skyrim user or you use Skyrim mods and you use ENB and things, some of it is not too dissimilar, but from Reshade. That's kind of what that's doing there. And so you would go ahead and hit next. You would say install if this was the first time. So you can say update Reshade and effects, and you'll hit next. You'll have a crap ton of options. And I am not an expert in all of these, what you should choose, what you should do. I would encourage you to just kind of play around with it. Uh, but what I've done for my settings is I've used sweetfx. and you can check them all, but you don't have to use them all. This mirrors that menu that you'll see in the game in just a moment. And I've used sweetfx, and you'll actually also see I've pointed to a preloaded uh, file that has a World of Warcraft B clean and simple Reshade 3. It's got some preloaded files on there. So, or preloading settings rather, on how I'd want it to look. And so that's what I've used both in Turtle WoW and in others. And you can find those files. I believe it's actually on this website. Um, Warcraft. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's not where I found it. Let me see if I can trace down where I found that right quick. Okay, so I found it. It's actually sweetfx is a different website, so it's sfx.thelazy.net to get some of those pre-configured pieces. You'll see that they've got shaders that are sweetfx branded or Reshade or others. The one that I actually use, well, let me just walk through some of these. So I actually am using this one right now, clean and simple Reshade. They've got pictures and stuff on here, and you can click on one and you can see, okay, so this is what it looks like when it's off. This is what it looks like when it's on. It's changing blur. It's changing some various different things. This one is the Legion example, so that's sweetfx off. There's what it looks like on. Man, it's just such a difference. Just looks amazing, doesn't it? Um, so what you do is you download this, and you've got instructions right here. You're intelligent enough to follow those. Um, what you'll do is then you'll bring up the reshade menu, and then you'll select it from a drop down once you have it at a place where you can get it, and it'll show. It'll show up in game. So let me jump over to the game and show you what that's going to look like. So for the purposes of this, I've just went ahead and turned off the music. So you'll come in game and you'll either hit Shift F2 like they said, or for me it happened to be, I think I changed it. It's the home button, and it will bring up these settings, and you'll be able to select it from here. This is essentially a config file, so you'll be able to hit that, select it, and then that will have kind of the options preloaded for you. And you can turn all of these on if you really wanted to, and you can mess with them, you can change them. But I encourage you to kind of just play around so you can see what happens. I turn deband on or off. That doesn't actually look like it changes much. So here you can see right now there was some blurring happening in the distance here. It's also sharpened a lot of different things. You can do some crazy, funny little things that are included. You can make it all cartoony, or you can make it a color matrix, and ooh, that actually looks pretty good. Interesting. I might be keeping that on. Save. You can do things like, oh, now everything's in ASCII characters. You can do things like, oh, this is an advanced CRT now. What's going on? Oh my gosh. If you really wanted to do that, film grain. What's DPX? Meh. Let's see. There was something else. Yeah, you can make your own custom layers. Nostalgia. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That I would definitely want to play with that on, right? Technicolor. Yeah. All kinds of little different options there. But essentially, that's a major portion of what I do to my game to make it look the way it does. And again, you can kind of see very easily here from 1A to B, A to B, A to B, and you can really just customize things. So this is designed to be for somebody who wants to customize all kinds of things. Now, if you have questions about other add-ons I may be using, or just how I've got certain things looking, there are some other things like Tweak WoW, which are some good add-ons that you can use to really uh, basically set commands so you can get the maximum level of detail, ground clutter, basically just crank up your settings as much as possible. And I may go into some of those, but really, this is the main piece I think that everybody's been asking for. So I just wanted to put this together, this video. This is how I get my WoW experience looking as awesome and as sweet as it does. So I appreciate it, and I will see you when I see you. Bye bye.